I've come with guns ablazing. And yet I have 2 shells for each. Welcome. This is the Tenkai Talk, and I happen to be your host, the Tenkaichi of gaming, Pookie7. Boy, there's a lot that's been going on within the news. Not just network news, but even on here, because the internet is always ablaze with some sort of craziness that always happens when it happens. And there are lots, well, there are quite a bit of subjects that I'm going to touch bases with. So, let's get things started, shall we? The first one is, as always, regarding to the actual news. So, the NFL is sort of in a turmoil because of one player, which I'm ashamed of because it's a California state. The San Francisco 49ers. One football player in particular, named Colin Kaepernick, refuses to stand up while during the national anthem because of quote-unquote racial inequality. Okay, first off, let's get one thing straight. When you're on a team, you do as what the team does. If you're an American, you do what the rest of the nation does. You put your right hand over your heart, you face the flag, you say the Pledge of Allegiance. That's what I've learned over the years that I've been living in the United States of America. That you put your right hand over your heart, you face the flag, and you say the Pledge of Allegiance. When you listen to the Star Spangled Banner, it means something. Okay? And this guy is trying to make his presence felt because of this. Well, let me tell you something. How many lives have been lost over the course of, say, centuries? When the world was actually getting formed and everything. Yes, there have been wars. Plenty of wars. But the thing is, it's progress. Yes, lives have been lost. But if you think about it, death sees no color. In the afterlife, there is no color whatsoever. I hate going this route, but it's the truth. And what this guy is saying is, how many soldiers have gave their lives for one chump like him to actually do his job? You have just one job, and that's to play the goddamn game. Okay? You have no other choice. You have to play the goddamn game. That means you have to do what all requirements ask you to do. That means it's not going to hurt you to stand up. It's not going to hurt you to basically listen to the national anthem. It's not going to hurt you if you sing the words to the national anthem. I get so sick and tired of these people. These people who are waving the race card. Oh, it's racial equality. Oh, shut the fuck up, okay? You never heard of Crispus Attucks? The first black man in history to ever get killed in a war? Or probably something that led to a war or something like that? I mean, I'm sorry. I am sorry for those who just had to listen to just what one little douchebag had to say. I'm like, oh, it's racial equality. Well, guess what? You're getting paid to play a game. You're getting paid. You're getting paid to do a position that you have been aligned to. Okay? That's one thing. You have that one job. You are getting paid just to do that one job. And I don't care what nobody else says. But if you don't like that job, just quit. Just because you're pulling up the race card, oh hey. That's like saying anybody who has a disability to pull up the disability card. I should know. I'm one of them people who are disabled. But the thing is, I don't let that stop me from doing what I have to do. On my day-to-day basis. It doesn't stop me from actually coming on here. It doesn't stop me from it doesn't stop me from doing what I do on YouTube. It doesn't stop me from what I do outside of YouTube. Yeah, what I do is simple. What I do is easy. What I do is pretty much the day-to-day, take out the trash routine. You know, household chores, cook, clean, that sort of thing. But I don't get paid for it. I'm content with it because I'm seeing the bigger picture at hand. I got so much more on my back you wouldn't even believe. Yet this one little pissant is crying for goddamn attention because, oh, it's not fair. Why should I do this? I'm sorry. Guess where you're in? You're in America. I know some people now would say America, but I still call it America. You're still America. You are an American. Now, if you don't want to be that, then get your ass out of here. You have a job in which you're getting paid tons of money just to rustle a few feathers. Break a few bones and whatnot. I mean, seriously. You're going to do that kind of shit? And, you know, no disrespect. I mean, no disrespect whatsoever to those who have been in the service or out of service. But think about the bigger picture. Think about the bigger picture. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, mixed, Asian, Latino, Irish. If you're an Islander, if you're a Native American, it doesn't matter what nationality you are. If your parents have fought, they don't even have to be in a war. They could be refugees. But if they have basically how should I say this in a nice way? If they have put you on the spot in which, if they put your family on the spot from God knows when, because I can tell you, my folks are way in their 70s and 80s, and they've been around since, oh, I don't know. My mom's been around since World War II. Okay, that's telling you something. I don't know how long the old man has been around, but I know he's been in a few wars himself. He's taken his beatings proudly. Okay, and he left. And he left, with his life still intact. I can respect that. Okay, I can respect that. Even my father, who also served in various wars, he survived up to the point of his uneventful death. And he still did what he had to do. So I'm not ashamed that if I had to put my hand over my heart and say the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm doing it because I am an American. Okay? But little brats like him say, oh, well, I don't want to do it because I don't want to stand up. Do you not realize the bigger picture? Apparently you don't. If you're not going to stand up with your teammates, you're disrespecting them. You're not disrespecting the franchise, you're disrespecting them. And I'd rather not disrespect my teammates. Because that's what's wrong with our world now. It's like, oh, well, you see so many people. Yeah, so many people died. Get over it. And they look at the wrong kind of people. They look at the wrong kind of people and say, oh, that's an idol. That's my role model. I'm sorry, but there are so many other people that can actually do something more than just, there are so many other people that can be, in a way, more positive and more fulfilling to younger people in life. I happen to be one of those people that try to change the world a little bit as I can. Doing videos. They get shared on Facebook and Twitter. I don't know how far I'm making my my voice being known, my presence felt in the universe, but I'm saying what I feel that I deem necessary about what I have to talk about. And that's just my God-given right to say what I had to say. It's freedom of speech and all that, But that's one of the very few things I had to talk about, that I had to say on that subject, because it's just silly. You're just going to do that because you want the attention of how many people? Don't you remember the internet? Oh, you want to pander to everybody on the internet because, oh, hey, I'm a big star. Pity me because I'm a sports star. Feel free to say whatever you guys say in the comments, please. Whenever I'm talking about, please feel free. I want to hear what you guys say, guys. People like him just make me want to just make me drag my sword out and just start swinging for the fences. Wish my sword was a goddamn god arc, and so I could just go right to that guy and just devour his ass. Anyway, moving on. Next, we're going to be talking about number 2 on the shit list of things that just kind of piss me off right now, and I've heard so much about it in the last couple of days. YouTube's new standard. Now, from what I gather is that there are certain tags you cannot put on your videos because it's all about demonetizing. That's all it really is. You lose money if you say something, or you do, or if you mention this, or if you do this, or if you say this, or you show this, you lose money. Like, you mentioned something about war. If you mention something about this, you mention something about you mentioned something like tragedy or wars or something like that. I didn't say no names when I mentioned Colin Kaepernick, didn't I? No, I didn't. If I mention anything, the point what I was saying in the previous topic is that you do what you have to do, not because, not because, oh, I'm not going to do this because. No, you have to. If you're on this land, you have to follow protocol. That's all there is. It's the same thing with YouTube. You have to follow protocol. But this is the kind of protocol that I just don't get. But then again, none of my videos are monetized, and I, for one, am one of the few people who like to do videos just because I have an outlet. That's what I see YouTube as. YouTube is my outlet. YouTube gives me the chance to basically show off games that even I didn't know about. I mean, I'm a Let's Player. I don't really do... I really don't do any of the videos that I show off just because it's for money. Okay? Now, it's been a solid 10 years being on YouTube. And it's been a solid 5 years for being a Let's Player on YouTube. And what I've learned is that being a Let's Player changes you. It changes you for the better because it gives you a sense of empowerment. It gives you a sense of strength. You can say what you need to say while you're doing a Let's Play. Even if what you're doing within the Let's Play is just fighting a bunch of monsters or, rival clans or anything like that. Hell, it could be Street Fighter, for God's sakes, and you could basically, coffee talk your way through a video. It doesn't even have to be about anything. You just coffee talking throughout a video. I'm one of those people who try to coffee talk throughout the video. Or if not trying to coffee talk throughout the video, then basically sidebar commentary the entire, in some parts. But still, I like the fact that, as me being a Let's Player, the fact is I've never really voiced what I felt within myself. What I felt about this, what I've done about that, and all that. And the fact remains, oh hey, this is what I do. And like I said, I mentioned this in my LP report, that the videos I do are not for certain people who say, "Oh, this is a waste of time." I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for those who happen to be fans of certain series. For those who are sick and tired of seeing the H.C. Baileys, the Markipliers, and the PewDiePie and whatnot, Game Grumps and all that sort of mess. You want to get away from that, but you want, someone who can remember a video game as it was. I'm one of those people who remember playing a video game as it was, because that's what I am. I'm not that. I don't like to. I'm not the type that like to scream and yell and act all goofy, in which the game does that more than I do. I only leave the goofiness to my voices while I'm making character development, because after all, I'm an author. I have to basically create a character. I have to look at the character and see how it would sound like he or she, or it, she, or it. What they would sound like if they had a voice. If not, if they didn't have a voice, I give them a voice. Or I just have to visualize what they would sound like. It's like Earthbound, for example. I had to give Mr. Saturn a voice. And it made it sound so goofy, so derpy, that basically, it's almost like watching Uncle Grandpa, okay? That's what it's like. It's almost like, good morning! You can't, it's like, just picture a very small, deformed version of Uncle Grandpa. But not saying, good morning! But his voice be like, don't say something today! Don't yourself! And Strawberry Falls, it doesn't that, that kind of voice. It's like simple, like very, very, very stupid, very simple kind of voice. I mean, you remember that one Daffy Duck Bugs Bunny cartoon called Duck Amuck, and he was going through all sorts of shit, and of course it spawned a game called Rabbit Rampage for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. So mind you, this character was being put through the ringer by the artist, and the artist put him through all sorts of shit. And I mean all sorts of shit. Just drew him all sorts of ways, and just kept fucking with him. Just kept fucking with him. Just because he can. He's a character. Okay, I'm just gonna keep messing with you. I do that with my stories. Sometimes I like to mess with my characters, put them through some kind of peril. And it don't have to be, it doesn't have to be anything big. It's just like it can be eternal strife, external strife, that sort of thing. That's important. But the way that handles for me, like I said, I like doing what I like to do on YouTube because, oh hey, it's free entertainment. I'm not doing this for money. If I was doing this for money, I wouldn't enjoy it as much. Now I know in our little group that we have, there's one person I know that doesn't mind wanting to be full-time, and he, like me, if you want to be very, very well known, and he has big ambition. He has a very big ambition. Yeah, I'm talking about Big Fat Plus, a friend of mine on YouTube, and often me and him we share links with each other on Facebook and Twitter, oftentimes. And I can say this about him. I'll say he is one of the smaller channels. One of the smaller channels that deserve that kind of attention. Because the way I'm saying it, if it's about money, if it's about this, the bigger channels are losing money because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I mean, if you really think about it, if you took away all all the craziness, all the madness, you know, all the silliness. You know, you take away the mob and you take away this and everything else. And you heard those who basically say all the different points of views. I say it's really about losing, you know, demonetizing. That's all it is. You're losing money. You're losing money because, oh, this is happening. Is that all? You really hurting that much for money? Come on now. I mean, I understand times are tough with the economy and all that, but things usually get better. And I know some people have their disdain about YouTube and Google. But really, people like me don't give a shit about that. I'm an artist. I'm speaking by the artist scope. Not by, you know, the monetization thing. No, I can get money elsewhere. I have a product. It's my book. I can just basically sell my book. I can basically tell people, oh, hey, I have a book. There you go. I have a book. Feel free to check it out on Amazon. Buy it if you like it. I'm going to leave it at that. But I'm not going to go as far as say, oh, please, for the love of God, please, do A, B, C, D, and E, F, G. No. I'm not going to lower my standards just to do that. I'm sorry. I'm not lowering my standards just because times are tough. Yeah, times are tough all over. I'm just being real about that. I am being real about that. Times are tough all over. And for those who are just unsatisfied with YouTube, you do realize that however many videos that you have, you do realize if you close down your channel, I doubt you're actually ever going to come back unless you change your name and you have every one of your old videos that you ever posted. You would have to repost them, and I don't know how long it would take you to take down every one of your videos and technically just say, I'm leaving YouTube, I'm taking my videos and go somewhere else. You do realize there's no other place like YouTube. Think about it. There's no other place like YouTube. You can't upload on you can't upload your videos on a streaming site. Not like Twitch or anything like that. And for those who make YouTube as a full-time job, then fine. You make it a full-time job. But, you know, don't forget why you're doing this. You're not just doing this for money. You're doing this because you enjoy making the content you do. And also another thing, I don't ever treat any viewer that comes across my channel, be they lurkers, haters, supporters, whatever. I do not treat them like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. I don't treat them like cash bags. I do not. I do not treat them like trash bags. Trash bags of money. Yes, trash bags of money. Because there are some people that would have trash bags of money. I do not treat people like trash. I do not treat people like money bags. I treat people as they are meant to be treated. You say something ugly towards me, then I'm going to straighten your ass out right then and there. Because when I'm not on here, I'm actually a Japanese teacher. So that means I have sense. I have more sense than you can imagine. I mean, you don't like it? That's fine. I'm not begging you to like any of my work, but I do ask that you respect my line of work. It may not be up to your standards, but hey, I'm not doing it for any sort of standards. I'm not doing this because of certain standards I have to hold up and whatnot. I'm doing this because, hey, I got time. I got whatever free time I have during my after hours, so I'm going to use them in the best way I can, whether making videos or doing novels. That's all there is to it. Nothing wrong with that. Okay? So that's all I have to say about that topic in itself, you know. Because really, I'm just doing this because I'm doing this because I feel I need to say something about it. Even though it's not going to get that much, it's not going to be like, you know, blown out the water. Because, trust me, back in the day, I used to get like hundreds of views to about thousands of views. I still have one video that I've done as a long play. My first only long Let's Play of Spider-Man vs. the Kingpin on Sega CD. And it covered everything. Made a full 100% run. That to this day is still the highest ranking video on my channel. It is still the highest ranking channel. And there's still the highest ranking video on my channel. And on top of that, that's when I had XP. I have 7 now. But when I had Windows XP, yeah, I pretty much had back then crap. Now I have something better. And I know now that not all games will run as good as they would back then, because, you know, you don't have the same you know, the same OS as you used to. So I mean, I'm the same guy. I have a different OS. That's all there is. Okay, excuse me. I know it's kind of late. I have a very, very busy week, and this is going on topic number 3. Topic number 3 is rather personal, and I want to share with you guys because only a few know what's been going on. Okay, it all started back in July of this month. That's only been like 2 months back. 2 months back. Okay. And we had a little problem within our say our budget, or around, not our budget, but what we've been doing with our excuse me, what we've been doing with you know, paying our utilities and whatnot, because every month we always do this, and we just take one day of the whole week, and it's usually during the morning, like around 9 or so. And usually we do check on our backlogs of payments to the gas company, you know, all our utilities, gas company, the Department of Water and Power, DWP, and that sort of thing. Well, lately, I do mean lately, we thought we were going into foreclosure. And since my cousin has been out of town dealing with family and whatnot, because, like I said, it's been real rough on us because, my uncle passed away. My uncle passed away not too long ago. It's been about 2 weeks since, and my cousin went to Louisiana for the funeral. So the only thing I did to give my condolences was give her a poem. And what I did was I kept the poem in an envelope, and I signed my name on it, and I told her, well, you can say this is something that you can share, and this is from me, and you can share that when the funeral goes underway. So I got a call from her. Going back to before. This whole week I've been trying to make sure that that our house wasn't going into foreclosure. So what I had to do was I had to check every source just to make sure that we were A-okay. And we didn't want anybody to start, slipping taking the rug from under us, as it were. Because even though my folks are getting older, I have to take care of them. And I have to make sure, as the maintenance guy, because that's what I do. I'm the maintenance guy. I had to make sure that everything is A-okay. So I called the bank, and they said we were good. I called the company that wanted basically $152 from us, and it was something that should have been taken care of between that and our insurance company. We weren't supposed to be part of that, but apparently it's like, oh, well, we don't have this, so here we go to the trusty old printer / copier / fax machine. Yeah, it's a fax, copier, printer, and scanner. It's an all-in-one Hewlett-Packard. So my apologies if it does sound boring, but it has been heavy on me personally. It has just been draining me. So what I did, it wasn't it was me. So what I did was I made sure that all our bases were covered. I made sure that there's nobody saying there was like nobody saying we owed anybody anything. I had to make sure. I really had to, because mind you, I was freaking scared. I'm not scared now, but I mean I was freaking scared because the date of the foreclosure was supposedly to be for this month. Later in this month, like say the 14th or 15th of, no, it was the 15th. The 15th of September of this month. That means this month we could have been under foreclosure. Our house would have been under foreclosure. Let me tell you something. It is tough. It is tough. It has been very tough on me. And going back to the previous topic, there are more things that I have to do in my life. More things more important than worry about what one douchebag says, what an angry mob says, and compare that to everything else that is going on within the news and everything else within politics and all that, I can care fucking less. Oh yeah, it's like I honestly don't care. I mean, I only had one video muted, and that's because of the track that was being played. And I'm like, okay, well, couldn't you just not mute the whole damn video and just mute that part out? I wouldn't want partnership. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't want partnership because unless if there was a contract behind it, I'm not gonna sign it. Not anything on YouTube. You know, even though they offer me so many partnership deals, I wouldn't take them. I only did that once. I didn't see anything else coming from it. Because it is so hard to actually maintain something like that. It is so hard to maintain, a high view count of something like that. Because it's fickle. It's like, I'm not a big YouTube star. I mean, I have about 864 subs to my name. That's not saying much, but it's saying a lot to me. Because I've earned them. I feel every sub that ever came towards my channel, I've earned them. Because I just kept to myself. And even though I can be in character or out of character, I'm just being me right now. If I was playing Tales of Symphonia, if I was playing any other game, if I was playing Tales of Symphonia, if I was playing Earthbound, if I was playing any other game, I'd be really, I would be on my hello folks, this is your friendly neighborhood Tenkai, and welcome back to this game. Last time, remember, that's me in my normal high morale voice. This is just me coming down from everything. This is just me. That's why I do this podcast. This is just me. You're getting me. You're not getting the Tenkaichi. You're getting me. Izzy, you're getting me. And let me tell you, like I said, it has been a wreck. I've never felt like so much of a wreck like I have this week. Because I have been worried about my home. That has been like the basis of this whole week. I have been worried about my home. So that is why I took to the procedures of making sure that we were A-OK in every field. That every part of what we had was all in green. No red. That we were all caught up with our bills and payments and whatnot. So to me, that is more important than these little issues that I'm talking about now on this podcast. Yeah, those two issues that I mentioned with Kaepernick and YouTube. Yeah, those are small issues, but this is a bigger issue because this is my life we're talking about. And no other, and I'm sorry, but that takes priority. My family is a prime directive. My family is priority number one. My home, my family, my way of life, it is priority. It is number one in my life. It is the number one rule in my life. Because no other subject, no other place in this world takes more priority than my family. And that should be for anybody who has family. Anybody else who has whatever family you still have living on this earth, that's priority number one. Regardless, that is gonna be priority number one. Man, it's just been real heavy. The last thing, yes, that's the last thing I really want to mention while this podcast is still going, is that we lost another legend from Hollywood this week. And that was the very talented, always enjoyable, always entertaining Gene Wilder. Wilder died of Alzheimer's. And you know what the funny thing is? Nobody ever knew that he had Alzheimer's. That's the funny thing. He never talked about it. He never mentioned it. He just kept living like it was no big thing. That's beautiful. I mean, that is so beautiful that he lived his life the way he did. And I think, it was that time. I feel that, it was that time that he had to go. Now, I may be wrong in saying that, but I do believe that I don't think Alzheimer's took him. I feel it was just that time. Because he was getting up there in age. And when you get up into age, soon it's going to happen. And when it happens, then there's a lot that's going to break down. And it's going to gradually break down. So what I feel I'm going to do, I might not do this. I might not do this year. But I plan to do it sometime next year. Probably when I'm off from break. I don't know. But I think I'm going to do it in April. I'm going to do a Let's Play of Child of Light in honor of Gene Wilder. Because the one reason why I did it, and one reason why I'm going to do it is just because that Child of Light kind of sounds like it's a storybook. And Gene Wilder is iconic for many movies like Blazing Saddles, Stir Crazy, and of course the ever popular Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So what I'm going to do is something that I haven't done in a while. And I have lyrics. Yes, lyrics. I have the lyrics right in front of me. And just because what we need in this world right now is a nice big glass get away from me reality. I hope I can remember the tune as I'm going to sing this. So in honor of Gene Wilder, the song that basically needs no introduction whatsoever, but possibly what every person needs to do right now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to turn the fan off too because I'm going to turn this overhead fan off just so I can do this right. So, give me a moment. Okay. Now, like I said, I hadn't done this in a long time, which is sync. So, please be kind. Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you'll see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in the world of my creation. What we see will define explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it, want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. Well, that was something. So, I think I'm just going to pack up now and I'm going to go. And that was for the late great Gene Wilder. Loved his work. And I think they're going to show a marathon of his stuff on TCM, I believe on the 29th of September. So if you have TCM, check for your local details on time channels and whatnot. But as for me, I have been your friendly neighborhood Tenkai, leaving you with this kind of advice. Guys, don't take everything you hear so seriously, please. I will share this with when I have posted on my Facebook. Simply put, everything is worth fighting for. At least for me, it's that's what it is. Everything is worth fighting for. But sometimes, you don't have to really fight just to make a statement. You can just make it so clean, you're just simple and clean, that you can basically make it a simple statement by saying, hey, we don't like what you're doing. Just continue doing what you've been doing, which is fight the good fight. Don't let anything intimidate you from being you. Say what you have to say, and don't stop doing what you've been doing. Because I can tell you one thing. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to still be a Let's Player regardless. Because I don't mind sharing what wonderment of games I know I could share with you. Whether I have little to no history about it, to some type of knowledge to it. Little to some knowledge of what I'm playing. It's all about the discovery and much of the journey. Not on where it's going to go or how it's going to end. So it's been a wild ride, and by the way, September is my 10th year on being on YouTube, so September 27th will be my my 10th year anniversary, so I may have something planned, I may not have something planned. Hell, it's on Saturday, so No, I think it. No, it's not on a Saturday. I'm looking at August. No, it's on a Tuesday. I don't know. Maybe I'll have some planned. Maybe not. I don't know. Don't care. Anyway, if you like what you have heard or listened to, or maybe or maybe some of the videos I've been posting, previous, whether recent or past Let's Plays, interest you, please do subscribe. And all I can say is welcome to my channel when you do. Excuse me. Anyway, I've been your friendly neighborhood Tenkai, the hero among gamers and otaku, and everybody else in between, the Wonder Chef, and the Tenkaichi of gaming. Pookie is 7. Yeah, that's a lot, but I stand by everything I stand for. So until then, take care. God bless. Have a great, wonderful, safe Labor Day weekend. And I'll see you next time for more videos of whatever the hell I feel like putting up. So until then, this was the Tenkai Talk. So take care, God bless, and as always, Tenkai Muso!